What sort of bedding does the royal family use? What of the Gates family? What sort of tech does Bill Gates have installed in his home? Pretty important questions that need answers, don't you agree? So we figured it's about time we showed you inside the homes of some of the richest families in the world. Spoiler alert, it's crazy. The British royal family. You can't talk about families with ridiculous amounts of property without mentioning the British royal family. Trust me, these royals own a lot more than one fancy palace in London. Speaking of which, we all know what Buckingham Palace is, the official residence of the Queen of England and the royal family. One of the most expensive homes in London and the entire world. But do you know just how immensely luxurious this palace is? Located in the city of Westminster, Buckingham Palace is estimated to be worth about $3.7 billion. There are a total of 775 rooms in Buckingham Palace, 78 bathrooms, 92 offices, and 19 staterooms. In terms of size, the palace is approximately 828,000 square feet with a garden that spans about 40 acres. Shockingly enough, despite its insane size and cost, it's not even the largest palace in the world. But of course, that's just one of the royal family's palaces. Did I mention that the royal family is worth about $67 billion? Other properties of theirs include the slightly less popular Kensington Palace. Now, this magnificent structure is the birthplace and childhood home of Queen Victoria. It has 547 rooms and has served as the London home and office to a number of royals, including the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Kensington Palace was also the former home of Princess Diana as well as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The royal family also owns a number of less palatial but still incredibly luxurious properties as well, like the Castle of May, an actual castle that was purchased back in 1952. Can't be a European monarchy without a couple of castles after all. There's also the Clarence House, which serves as the current residence of Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. Built almost 200 years ago in 1825, the home also served as the London home of Queen Elizabeth until 2002. The Rothschilds. The Rothschilds have a combined family net worth of $500 billion. They've consistently been one of, if not the richest families in the world for over 100 years. So yes, they've owned an insane amount of properties over their long history, many of which have either been donated or sold off. One of the homes owned by the Rothschilds is known as Ascot House. Sometimes referred to as simply Ascot, it's a lovely little home located in the hamlet of Ascot near Wing in Buckinghamshire, England. This home sits on 32 acres of pristine countryside, and it looks pretty much how you'd expect a Rothschild manor to look. The ground floor contains a suite of large reception rooms. Its rooms are filled with notable paintings and a large collection of 18th century English furniture. What was once a billiards room has been transformed into a large library containing decades-old books, because of course it has. Ascot features extensively manicured gardens. On the lawn, you have what would typically be the centerpiece of any murder mystery, a sundial made entirely of topiary, complete with Latin numerals, laid out by Leopold de Rothschild as a wedding present to his wife. Yes, this house just screams old money. Another of Rothschild's many properties is the Château de Prigny by Lake Geneva, a home much loved by generations of the Rothschild family. Sometimes referred to as the Rothschild Castle, this property is located in the municipality of Prigny, Chambézy in Switzerland, and it is widely recognized as a Swiss heritage site of national significance. Adolf Karl von Rothschild bought the Prigny estate over 150 years ago in 1857, and in typical Rothschild fashion, the chateau was seen as unusual in Geneva even for its time. Rothschild Castle features a park and extensive gardens, an aviary and a glass conservatory that was 160 feet long, with 15 smaller glass houses opening into it. They are filled with exquisite and exotic flowers that were so outstanding they attracted routine visits from Empress Elizabeth of Austria. The property has passed from generation to generation of Rothschilds. It was even used to host meetings of the League of Nations during the 1920s and 30s. Koch Family. The Koch family is rich, with a combined wealth of $124 billion in fact. Koch Industries, the main source of their family's wealth, is currently the second largest privately owned company in the U.S. and the sixth largest in the entire world, raking in a yearly revenue of $115 billion. According to calculations by Business Insider, the late David Koch's real estate holdings were worth at least $143 million. One of his upscale homes was located on 740 Park Avenue in New York City. It's a massive 18-room duplex in a ritzy Manhattan building that other billionaires like John D. Rockefeller and Blackstone founder Stephen Schwarzman have called home. The home cost $18 million when it was purchased back in 2004. Another home in the Koch's portfolio is the $40 million Manhattan townhouse, which was allegedly paid for in cash. This 15,000 square foot mansion was purchased from real estate developer Joseph Chetret. It's an 8-bedroom Upper East Side home that includes a 1,500 square foot master suite, a gym, 2 wet bars, and a rooftop terrace. And then there's the Koch's oceanfront mansion on Billionaire Lane in the Hamptons. If the name wasn't already a dead giveaway, this is an exclusive neighborhood. Located at Meadow Lane, it's had its fair share of ultra-wealthy residents like David Koch and Calvin Klein. This 7-bedroom Southampton home includes a tennis court and an outdoor swimming pool. It has an estimated value of $18.8 million. Now, what billionaire's real estate portfolio is complete without a proper ski home? David Koch also bought 2 neighboring homes in Aspen. The upscale Colorado ski town. The first property was purchased in 1989 for $1.9 million and is worth about $18 million these days, while the second one was purchased for $1.7 million in 1989 and is currently worth $8.8 million. And that's not even all the Koch properties. There's quite a bit more about where that came from, like the 30,000 square foot $40 million Villa El Sarmiento in Palm Beach, Florida. But then this list would be all about the Koches, so moving on. Saudi royal family. With a combined net worth of $1.4 trillion, you know the Saudi royal family are living it up in some of the most luxurious and opulent estates and palaces. First, we have the sprawling Al Yamamah Palace in the Saudi capital Riyadh. This is the official residence of the current Saudi monarch, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and it serves as the headquarters for the royal court. The exterior of the elegant palace is a lovely mix of modern and traditional Arabic design. It's even relatively minimal, for a palace. However, the interiors are anything but. You've got your stunning chandeliers, incredible carpets, and ornate antiques, and a nice helping of gold here and there. Remember, you can't be an incredibly wealthy monarchy and only have one palace. What would the other monarchs say? So, of course, the Saudi royal family has a couple more than that. Like Al Aja Palace, situated northwest of the Al Yamamah Palace on the outskirts of Riyadh. This one serves as the more secure, incredibly lavish palace. The rooms here showcase the best of Saudi craftsmanship with exquisite hand-carved wall details and furniture, beautiful mosaic flooring, and subtle accents. There's also Urga Palace. This one was built as an ideal palace for the king to retreat to and to dazzle guests. To put it simply, Urga Palace is, in one word, ostentatious. It's got more than its fair share of gilding, rich silk carpets, and pricey Italian marble. Even the waste paper bins here are made from silver. But enough about palaces. They might be monarchs, but they don't spend all day sitting in a throne room. No, they're usually relaxing in their many massive estates. Like the Chateau Louis XIV in France, owned by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, this $300 million estate was purchased back in 2015, and it's simply incredible. The immense gardens filled with beautiful fountains and statues, and of course, that unbeatable classical French architecture. Who else would own this palatial 10-bedroom chateau filled with marble from floor to ceiling, with gilded ironwork in a subterranean nightclub, but a monarch? Dubai royal family. With a combined family net worth of $18 billion, the Dubai royal family have exactly the kind of property portfolio you'd imagine. Let's start with their incredible palace, known as Zabil Palace. It's located about 6 kilometers away from the Dubai frame, and it's surrounded by all the glitzy buildings that make up this beautiful city. It was designed by Otto Boulart, the same person who designed the clock tower in Dubai. The palace is surrounded by well-maintained lush gardens and peacocks. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the current ruler and prime minister of Dubai, doesn't keep all his real estate investments at home. In fact, he's got quite an impressive real estate portfolio around the world, like the La Belle Époque penthouse in Monaco. a 3-bedroom, 17,500 square foot duplex penthouse. Yes, penthouses do get that big. It comes with a double-height library, vast roof terraces, an infinity pool, a cinema, and a media room with chairs that convert into beds, which is simply just genius interior design. And because there's a monarch on the property, you've got to be extra careful. The home comes with a panic room complete with reinforced glass and surveillance cameras. All of this costs the Sheik a relatively tiny $308 million. He has property in the UK as well, quite a few of them actually, some of which are for equestrian purposes. The Sheik is quite into horses, and where else can he ride them but his 63,000-acre Inverness estates in Scotland. The property includes a 14-bedroom manor and a 16-bedroom guest house. It was bought over 20 years ago for $2.5 million. The Sheik also owns the $94 million Long Cross estate in Surrey, which he bought in 1976, a $21 million mansion in Eaton Square, which he bought from the Duke of Westminster in 2013, and a 6-story terrace in Knightsbridge named Rutland House. This one's fitted with an underground swimming pool, aquarium, and a cinema. It costs $76 million. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to get all the interesting content.